Hi everyone, welcome back to Gardening from Square One. I'm Lynn, and so I've been putting off showing you guys all of the changes to the front yard garden, sitting around waiting for everything to be perfect and in bloom, and y'all know, especially in this garden, that never seems to happen. So I decided to walk you around the garden and show you all the changes anyway, because some things are looking really good. So please stay tuned. Okay, y'all, I'm starting here at the walkway, the Hopi Crape Myrtle. It is just starting to bloom, and it is considered as a semi-dwarf size crepe myrtle. This one is supposed to become about 6 to 10 feet in height and width. Y'all, and this one has beautiful bright red fall leaves, and as you can see, the leaves are pretty disease resistant. They're dark green, and then it'll have that gorgeous gray or cinnamon colored bark in the winter. And so it has, multi-season interest. And over here in this corner, I didn't have a lot of room, so that's why I placed it here. Down here, I have Boxwood, and this is Spires Salvia. It is a pollinator attractor, big bumblebee on it up there. And this one, it reseeds a lot. In the past year, it has reseeded and created at least 5 new plants. My evergreens are dwarf Burford hollies, and y'all, they are not that dwarf. They will become about 8 to 10 feet in height, about 8 feet or so in width, but they have this lovely dark green foliage that's evergreen, and then it'll have red berries during the winter, the fall and winter, which is quite beautiful. They can be trimmed, just basic trimming to keep it somewhere around 5 feet in height, 3 feet in width. This is the gorgeous Pugster Amethyst Buddleia. It will become about 2 feet in height, 2 feet in width. So this one is actually approaching full maturity at this point. Look at these blooms, y'all. The color is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And here's my fountain. Oh, I just love that. Solar. The mosquito dunk isn't there, but I haven't even put water in it. The rain is keeping it filled with water. Yeah, it's been a great little addition. We sit up here on the porch and we can hear the fountain. These are Japanese boxwoods. These are about the only thing that is part of the original landscaping. And then this one, because I like them, I added one down here. These are Feather Falls Carex. I wanted to make it inviting, and so I think a fountain does that, and the chairs back there kind of say, come sit down. These are the Echinacea, and I forget which ones. They start off orange, and then they fade to this soft yellow. Then I have pots now lining the steps with different salvia. This is Mystical White. That's a new in the Mystic Spires line. It only becomes 18 inches in height and width. Lavender from Costco. I picked up this Angelonia back here. That's the lavender Angelonia. White Pentas. And then just more evergreens and a pink Penta down there. This bed, y'all, was redone by me a couple months ago. Ripped everything out. The only thing that was in here, of course, are the Japanese boxwood, although the one in the middle is original. The other two were added. I show in a video where we pulled a boulder out of this bed, and that's why plants weren't doing well. I showed the receival of these 3 white salvia. I don't know what they are. They're from Home Depot, and they're in an unboxing video from April. These are Millennium Allium that I added to this front bed. So back with the theme, white, lavender, purple, and I love this Dusty Miller, that icy color with the lavender of the Cat's Meow Nepeta, which has already bloomed once here. I need to cut it back a little so it'll bloom again. And then this is a dark purple salvia. I forget the name. I'll put it on the screen. But I have two of them. You can see this bloom over here is visiting. The Nepeta is just reaching out saying hello. So these are the changes that I made for this bed. And then this right here, y'all, is a gorgeous agapanthus. It is the darkest purple that I think I've seen on any perennial. I'll pop in a short video of what it looked like when I put it in this bed. I have more Nepeta down there, so cat's meow. All the ones in the front are cat's meow because I don't mind if they become a little taller, because this salvia is supposed to become 36 inches in height. This will become 24. I have, oh, this is Salvia Merlot Blue, y'all. I left the tag in here. Yes, I tried to do that. It stays short, and it is a full sun to part shade salvia. If you're looking for a salvia that can handle a little less than, the full 6 hours or so of sun. But y'all, I have not had my coffee this morning, so I wanted to get out and get this done and get this out there for y'all before, while it's still May. I didn't want to retitle everything, so I just got up and didn't have my coffee, because I know if I have my coffee and get on my computer and start doing other things, I'll just start working and I won't get out here and get this done. So I didn't even have my coffee this morning. This is the summertime Blues Vitex. It's a gorgeous plant, but I'm telling you, don't give it any water if you get any kind of water in the spring. Only water it during the hot months of the year, so the summer, because this is what it's going to do. It's going to grow like crazy, and it cannot support the blooms. The problem is I have drip irrigation running through here. If y'all know, I don't use typically drip irrigation. I put irrigation lines in, and I use targeted emitters because I don't like wasting water. I don't want to water in between plants and things like that. And so even though this year we went in back there and up front and we put just irrigation line with no holes, still this area is getting enough that this plant is doing this. And honestly, I won't say it's just the irrigation, because I don't really run it. We've got 3 times the amount of rain in April than we usually do. And I think that is the culprit. Let me get around this big monster. Okay, over here, there are more Japanese boxwood. Down here are cat's pajamas Nepeta on this side, and then with, I don't know, something left over from fall decorations, another Veronica lavender lightsaber. So I have 3 cat's pajamas, and then the Veronica lavender lightsaber, which is just starting to bloom, and it'll have a lot of blooms on it, y'all. Tall spiky blooms like what you see developing on this one right here. This is a kindly privet. So ligustrum, it's supposed to become about 4 feet wide or so by about 6 to 8 feet in height. And these two, so 1, 2, went in at the same time. That one gets the drip irrigation in this bed. This one, I haven't watered at all. I don't water this one. And so it is clearly about 4 feet in width right now, and about 3 feet in height. And to be perfectly honest, I like the growth on this one better than the growth on that one on irrigation. Y'all, these are my sprinter boxwoods. These went in hot May of 2023. They went in 2023. So I wanted to soften the fence line, so I put these sprinter boxwoods out here. And I also wanted something that I didn't have to put on irrigation, just like this kindly privet. That was a test, but I popped that in after the sprinters were here, and so I wanted to see how it would perform. Two, I test a lot of things in this yard, especially in terms of, okay, how drought tolerant are you? How low maintenance are you? And so these were little quart boxwoods. So they went in, it's been 3 years now at this point, and they are clearly about 2 feet in height. As you can see, it has more of a columnar growth habit, so more upright. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I believe, of these sprinters across this fence line. Each panel here is 8 feet, and they're spaced 3 feet apart. And so all of 2025, these sprinter boxwoods received 0 irrigation. I won't be watering them this year either. I might pop out here and check. I mean, if we have some kind of gnarly hot summer, crazy hot, then I'll come out and check and maybe give them some water, but they've been pretty carefree, and I'm really happy about that. Okay, so walking back down the sidewalk, you know, when you put landscaping in, sometimes it helps when you have 2 sets of eyes, but that crepe myrtle down there, I was going to put it over there, and my husband thought, put it at the edge of the pathway, so when you walk that way, it kind of punctuates the path. And he was so spot on. Okay, y'all, so this is my Miss Violet Buddleia. You can see the pretty purple blooms that it has on it. This is one of my favorites. It will become about 5 to 6 feet in height and width. That's why I nestled it over here in this corner in front of this 8-foot panel, and hopefully it will cover. I don't mind a little wrought iron fencing. These are 2.5-year-old kindly privet. So I showed you the one in the front. These were quart size when they went in, and I'll show you the ones along the fence line that were quart size that went in last year. They don't do much the first year. You know that saying, sleep, creep, leap? They definitely do that. So now here going into the 3rd year, you see all of this new growth on the tops of them. But these are non-invasive, and that's why I always point them out, because here in Central Texas, I know the Japanese ligustrums are pretty invasive. There's a Texas privet or ligustrum that's supposed to be a little less invasive. Well, these are non-invasive, so they're part of proven winners in check line, and that's why these are here. That's why Miss Violet Buddleia is here, because this is another sterile variety. Here are new vintage Yarrow. I put them here because this is a western exposure, and they get the hot reflected heat off of the house. And if you have that type of location, y'all, Yarrow can take heat. And I like white when it's hot. All the green and white and purple, so these cool colors. And so yes, I have rocks here because mulch would not stay in place. The way this yard drains, it would end up in my driveway. So yes, I have rocks, but I put mulch around the plants. I don't know, maybe one day we'll find a solution. My husband said that if I find a solution for the drainage here, keeping something other than rocks in place, he will remove the rocks. But right now, I haven't found a solution. And y'all, to be perfectly honest, I have so many concerns in this yard. It's just work, just maintenance. I love it, thank goodness, because this is the 4th property, new build, 4th garden that I'm starting from square one. So I absolutely knew what I was getting into, but that does not stop it being work, and that certainly does not slow down the expensive things, because it does get quite expensive. So I do focus on drought tolerant plants, low maintenance plants, because everything in this yard is planted and maintained by me. This is a Walker's Low catmint. 2 more of the new vintage Yarrow. And this Walker's Low Catman over here has little blooms on it. You see them down there? Y'all, the goal is that all of these things are going to grow and fill in so nicely that you will not see the rocks. That is the point, because when I first put this one in, you could see the rocks when I first put it in, but look at it now. You only see the rocks right out front. And so that is my hope, that all of these plants will do the same. You will only see the rocks right out front. Actually, the boxwood, they're going to come out to here, so you won't even see the rocks there. However, I will not have drainage issues because, y'all, I just have not found a solution. If any of you know a solution, let me know, because, okay, y'all, here's the big surprise. This is the pollinator bed that I put in last June. May and June, late May, early June. And that white lantana didn't come back. Well, 2 of them, 1 and 1. And I thought this white one was coming back, and I see purple. Don't know what's going on there, but I know a purple lantana reseeds all over my yard. It's Bermuda trying to take over. Bermuda, I need to get that out. These are Rose Marvel Salvia, species Russian sage, or what do they call it, Salvia yangii now. The Caryopteris back there, they're just starting to bloom. These are so gorgeous. Look at the pollinators. The pollinators absolutely love this plant. Grows into a nice rounded shape. You just don't want to overwater it. If it gets too much water, it will not be happy. I think the sprinklers are hitting this one, because this is what it does when it receives too much water. And here's another one. I put in a whole row of kindly privets. So these were all quart size, and you see how much they've grown already. They're approaching 2 feet in just 1 year. They are excellent, excellent plants. This is right-eye skullcap. Very carefree. This is a Henry Dulberg salvia. Look at the blooms. It is from the mother plant over there that I showed y'all. I think I'm going to pull 2 more out. My Pugster blue Buddleia is just starting to get its blooms. It most years, if we have a mild winter, it will stay evergreen, and behind it is the denim and lace Russian sage. I have this combination in the backyard, and when I saw the light blue with this deep blue, I thought, wow, that's just stunning. I need to do that again. So I did that up here. This is Mystic Spires Salvia next to another gorgeous denim and lace Russian sage. The Agastaki is doing very well, although this one right here is having issues, and I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna have to get in there and see what's going on. This is a Crape Myrtle, so this is another Catawba. So this is going to put that pop of pink or purple here. I will probably grow it as a single trunk if I can get a good leader. If not, I'll probably limit it to like 3 main trunks because I don't have a lot of space here. This was a Greg's Miss flower. Yes, a native, and it didn't return. And that is my Natchez Crape Myrtle. Boy, it's looking so good this year, y'all. I just kind of cleaned up the bottom in my last video. I got out here and I showed you how things are progressing in my Central Texas garden. I think things are looking really good. That's Featherfall Carex, by the way. Baby Jim Boxwood, not for full sun, but gorgeous in part sun, part shade. I think they actually prefer part sun. They do very well in part sun. Walking back around. Decorated the front porch for spring and summer. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day in your garden. Bye.